We always have an odd one in the crowd.
So it's kind of odd.
Decidedly odd.
Doesn't that strike you as a little bit odd?
No, it doesn't strike me as a little bit odd.
It's the Bob and Sheri Oddcast, with stuff we wouldn't, couldn't, or shouldn't do on the regular show. Now, here's the Oddcast.
Hey, it's Doc, and we hope that you join us Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bob and Sheri Facebook page for our Happy Hour live stream. Bob, Sheri, and Lamar have been off for the past couple of weeks because of the holidays, but a new happy hour is coming your way on January 18th. So in honor of that, here's a little taste of what you can expect on Happy Hour with Bob and Sheri.
Hi, Marlene Clegg and Amanda Boyer in Quincy, Illinois, and Jackie Williamson and John Callahan. Lamar, he has a question for you. Thanksgiving fruit salad with mayonnaise?
I had a bowl as big as my head, and I ate every bit of it. Oh, yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome.
I don't see you eating that. That's more of a Midwestern thing, isn't it? I didn't know that you liked that.
That's his mama's recipe.
Now, I'm not talking about ambrosia. If you take a good fruit salad and you throw coconut in it, now you've got ambrosia and you've ruined everything. So let's don't do that.
But
that may be Midwestern.
I mean, ambrosia for me has coconut and marshmallow fluff and tiny mandarin oranges and mini marshmallows. Yeah. The mayonnaise in the fruit salad, I have to say that took me aback. I've never had a fruit salad with mayonnaise that I know of. Oh. We just had Regina's like, sorry, no mayo and fruit salad. Mayonnaise. You
can do yogurt if you want to, but I don't know why you would. I mean, Duke's mayonnaise, baby, Duke's mayonnaise. I'm sorry.
But doesn't it make it sort of savory?
No, I don't think so. Not to me. Of course, I've been eating it forever that way. So, you know.
Oh my God. Listen to what Sheri's family eats. No. A holiday salad with lime jello, whipping cream, butter mints, and marshmallows. I'm sure it sounds horrible, but damn, I love it. What do you think, Bob?
I think that sounds like Wisconsin. That sounds like Wisconsin to me.
Roxanne, I'm sorry. This Miracle Whip thing you think of, is that considered? Do people eat that? I didn't know. I thought you put that on an insect bite or something. I'm sorry.
This is kind of an inside Southern thing that people who have lived in the South, even just for a couple of years, or people who were brought up here and then never moved, will stand behind Duke's mayonnaise like no other product in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a good product. I just don't use mayonnaise.
I never used to, but except for like in tuna fish salad. That would be that. But I don't know, I'm married to a Southern man who has Duke's mayonnaise instead of blood. And after a while, it's like it just starts creeping into your life.
We get you.
Pretty soon you're like, what would be good on this? Some mayonnaise.
Yeah. Dennis, let me say something to you, Dennis. You're making a statement here that Hellman's tastes better than Kraft.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Let me say that is correct. Hellman's is better than Kraft.
No, it is.
And
but
Duke's is better than Hellman's.
Yes.
And that's just right. We can all just speak the truth here. Yeah. Hellman's is significantly better than Kraft.
You know what that reminds me of? When I was like 5, 6, 7 years old, the Sears Roebuck catalog was still a thing around Christmas time.
God, I love the Sears Roebuck catalog at Christmas time.
I can't remember it really, but my father and mother were visiting our next door neighbors, the Lanes. They were an older couple. And I brought over the catalog and I was going through things that I would like to get. And so Charles, who served in World War II, he was a commander in the Navy, just a great guy. And he said, you know what I love about Sears? And he just opened it up to the guitar section where you could buy Sears guitars. They were called Silvertone.
Silvertone, yes.
Yeah, the brand name. He said, there are 3 levels of quality that Sears offers: good, better, and the best. There's nothing below good. So at Sears, they started you off at good. And then you had to say to yourself,
I want to hit the hip for better.
For better. I know I can't get best. Maybe I
don't deserve best.
It graduates you up, though. There's a graduation,
Yeah.
Well, just for another few dollars, I could go better.
I know. It was brilliant.
For another few dollars.
It was brilliant.
Out west, we had the Montgomery Ward catalog. And I can remember vividly. So my friends Patty and Renelle, their mom got the Montgomery Ward catalog in the mail. And the three of us would sit and page through this giant catalog. It was just like the Sears catalog, just a different store. And the one thing I remember thinking, so this is Northwestern Wyoming, and the men they were all ranchers and wranglers and oil field workers and, like manly men, like from a cowboy movie. And I would look at the men in the Montgomery Ward catalog in their lavender pleated pants and matching plaid sport jackets, or their tidy whitey underwear, or their golf shirt kind of look with their hair, that haircut that catalog models have. And I would think, where in the world do these men live? I have never seen one of these in the wild. Like, I've never seen a man that looked like that.
These were soft men. They were soft men.
City men, I'm guessing.
City
men.
City
men.
men.
They all lived in New York and Massachusetts. Yeah.
Stacy said that this is the first time that she's seen what any of us look like. But that's all she said, which is always kind of
get a lot of that.
Ominous.
People like to
when
be
people
polite.
say stuff like, wow, so that's what you look like.
I've been at parties and been introduced, and guys have said that to me. Got the face for radio, huh?
Yeah.
Now I have to say, well, I was on television for 10 years, and now we're into a whole thing, and it's just like
I've had guys say that to me. And I just laugh and go, yeah, man, I heard that. Because what else can you really?
I just had this afternoon. I just had this afternoon.
How?
I was picking up my truck, and the guy had been working on it and cleaning it up or whatever. And I went and picked it up, and something came up. I don't know about, because he had tried to call me or something while we were on the air and whatever. And he said, I didn't mean to call you when you're on there. I said, that's no problem. He said, well, you got a face for radio, man. I'm just telling you. I'm like,
no, he did not.
Yeah. I said, let me write that down, because that's so original. I've never heard that. Do you mind if I use that sometime? Because oh my God.
When I was, probably my first year in college, I had the standard fake ID that they all of us have, but we all pretend we didn't have. So I had a fake ID. It was a pretty terrible fake ID, but bouncers in Philly just don't care. So my girlfriends and I, we go to this club because we want to dance. And unbeknownst to us, it's WMMR night at the club. So WMMR is a rock radio station in Philadelphia that Bob and I actually worked for the same company that owned WMMR, a company called Greater Media. Perhaps you've heard us refer to it as Greater Mediocrity. But anyway, they owned WMMR, and WMMR was the monster rock station in Philly. So it's WMMR night at the club. And we go up to the bar to get probably something gross like a slow gin fizz or some nasty, college girl drink. And sitting at the bar is this guy, and he's kind of hunched over his beer, and he's got really long brown curly hair with like silver threaded through it. And the bartender said something to him, and he spoke, and I immediately recognized his voice. It was Pierre Robert, who is a legend in music radio. Everybody in radio knows Pierre. Everybody in the Philadelphia, Delaware Valley area grew up with and loves and reveres Pierre Robert.
Yeah.
I had no idea at that point that I would also grow up to work in this business. And I was like, oh, are you Pierre Robert? And he turned and he looked at me and he goes, unfortunately tonight, yes.
And you know exactly what he was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
At the time, I was like, oh. But then, I grew up and got into the business, and I was like, oh, yes, Pierre, yes. Because he didn't want to be at club night, any more than he wanted to be poked in the eye with a stick. But he was a
great name, Pierre.
He was a sweet and charming guy and a legend in radio.
Yeah. I've had quite a few questions about my cocktail for the evening. Japanese whiskey Cheetah, Chita. It's really smooth, and it was really good.
That's what Gwyneth Paltrow sips when she takes a bath, Lamar. So you're in very good company.
So what's the deal with Japanese whiskey?
We were over when I was over there this in the summertime to see Kaylee and the kids and she gave.
Yeah.
We went to Costco because if there's a Costco in a country anywhere I go, I'm going because I love a Costco. Absolutely love a Costco. And so while I was there, I didn't carry anything over there to drink. And I thought, well, I'm here. So I'm looking and I see it and it was a really good price on it. And I'm like, it looks a little thin, but I'm going to give it a shot. Smooth as silk. So I went back and bought a couple of bottles for a couple of friends. And then I wound up bringing home about 5 bottles of that. All my shoes had liquor bottles shoved into them so they wouldn't get broke. I'm wrapping them in socks. I'm wrapping them in everything.
You're like a
moonshiner,
baby. You're staying with the family. You're staying with the history. I just never pictured Japan. And by the way, if you're new to us, Lamar's daughter is married and lives in Japan full time. That's why he was over there. I just don't picture the Japanese producing that, but I don't know why.
No, they're famous for their whiskey.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
Very
Gwyneth
good.
Paltrow would not allow just any liquid to slide down her throat. So if Gwynnie drinks it while taking a bath, it's good enough for Lamar for sure.
Oh, she was drinking it? I thought she was bathing in it.
No, she drinks it while she has a
Okay.
fireplace in her bathroom, as one does.
Of course she does.
And she enjoys having a bath and a Japanese whiskey and, looking at the fire and just kind of settling herself down for the night, which I know is what all of us are going to be doing after happy hour.
Yeah.
Herbert said, what is everybody else drinking? I'm drinking, speaking of Costco, Lamar, I'm drinking the swaggy Kirkland brand Costco Malbec for $6.99 a bottle, which gets a 90-point score in Wine Spectator because it's delicious. Yeah.
This is, it's kind of blurred there. Silver Palm.
Yes, we had that at your house, right?
Yeah.
That's a great wine. It's really good.
It is. They're not giving it away. It's about $19 a bottle, I guess, something like that. But, that's given what it costs for a California cab. That's not too bad. I
got a $14 limit on the wine. $14. That's
really?
$14. Yeah, because at Costco for
$6.99
for $14. Oh my gosh, you can get a great Cabernet that's been aged in a whiskey barrel for like $12.
That's good stuff. That Mondavi whiskey barrel cab. Here's the thing about Kirkland's, like their Kirkland branded wine comes from some of the best vineyards and winemakers.
Yeah, they're not making wine. They're not stomping grapes. They're going to a winery and saying, we'll take 10,000 gallons of one of your best and we want you to put the Kirkland name on it. And the winery goes, we'll be glad to. Yeah. They're the number one wine seller in the world. Nobody sells more wine than Costco does. Number one.
Is that right?
Yep. Number one furniture chain in the country. They sell more furniture than any single chain in the country.
It's good stuff.
Number three pizza place. They're the third largest pizza seller behind Pizza Hut, that kind of stuff.
I would never buy a pizza there.
I know you wouldn't.
It's good though.
Hey Bob, they got them meatballs you keep talking about. They're in the frozen section. I'm thinking about trying some of those and see if maybe I've been wrong on meatballs. Maybe the Costco meatballs what I need to be trying.
Lamar will not. He's been doing this for weeks now. He will not stop talking about how he doesn't like meatballs. And Sheri and I look at each other and we just go, buddy, what? Now, if they're really crappy meatballs and they're filled with filler and
maybe
all of
that's
that,
all I've ever had. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Midigon meatballs. That's it.
Here's what you need to do. You don't live right near me, so you can't go to this place, but find an Italian deli, and they're popping up all over the place, like a place that specializes in fresh made pasta, and they make their own meatballs. You bring one of those. We buy them at this one place. My mouth is watering. We get about 12 of them. You can freeze them. This is made with Italian hands, and it's pure, and it's delicious. And you put that on al dente pasta. Oh, marron. If you don't like that, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I got some things I got to do.
Lamar. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had brajol?
No.
Oh, buddy. Okay. Listen. You would die. Like real brajol. Take a piece of usually beef, but sometimes people use pork. Maybe like skirt steak or flank steak. pound it paper thin, and then spread it out and lay freshly grated Parmesan cheese and parsley and some garlic and a little bit of like real breadcrumbs, and then roll it up really tight and tie it with butcher's twine. Right. Sear it on both sides and then cook it all day in your sauce. And it falls apart when you tap it with a fork, and it is the most insanely delicious thing. Real brajol. But the way that it's spelled.
Tell me that doesn't sound good. Tell me that doesn't sound good.
It sounds tremendous. It really
does.
The
way that it's spelled, you wouldn't know. So I'll spell it for you in case you see it on a menu. Braciole. It looks like braccioli.
Yeah.
But it's pronounced brajol. Oh, buddy, is it good. The Mitagon upstairs?
Yeah. He likes it?
Loves it. Yeah.
Well, try this too. Meatballs. It's spelled MEATBALLS. Get you some good meatballs.
Happy hours are Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bob and Sheri Facebook page. And you can go to bobandsheri.com. And normally we have a schedule there where you can find out which Thursdays we're going to be having happy hour so that you can plan ahead and join us. So check it out, and we'll catch you next time on the Oddcast.